Well, for my blog this morning here on a Thursday morning, I'm talking to the legend, Sugarfoot Ray Sefo, who's had an outstanding career in a number of sports and is now the president of the WSOF, the World Series of Fighting. Now, Ray, we didn't have much time to talk about this. What is one of the highlights of your fight career?
I would have to say is, winning world titles was great, and I'm so thankful that I was able to achieve all those things. But I think one of the major highlights of being a fighter was when I got inducted in 2010. I was inducted into the Masters Martial Arts Hall of Fame, and in 2011 I was inducted into the USA Martial Arts Hall of Fame. So those two moments were unbelievable to me because I never, as a kid that grew up in New Zealand, Polynesian kid that grew up in New Zealand, and suddenly, 20 years down the line, has been inducted into the Hall of Fame. So speechless when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's truly amazing. We spoke about on the LiveSPORT Breakfast of Champions how I thought the Mark Hunt fight was my highlight of the career. What was your highlight in terms of the fighting?
No, Mark Hunt's fight was definitely, to this day, still the #1 K1 fight in terms of the heavyweights. But again, another highlight was, my first title, which was an amateur title. It was the first time I'd been known as a champion, I think, when I go back to that. And that's happened right here in Auckland. So, very proud of that. And then again, I went on to win other titles, and it's been listen. I can't I thank God every day because I'm so blessed to be able to do what I do what I love, and still continue to do that at 43. So it's amazing.
Mate, I can only imagine what it would have been like if you had the Super 8s, if you had Duco events fighting, if you had the opportunities to come through here in New Zealand with the talents of yourself that you possess, and also someone like Jason Sutter. So this is great for our kids, and you're also seeing Joseph Parker up there who's benefiting from it all.
Right, Joseph Parker, he's an amazing talent. I mean, the first time I've ever seen him move around for a big kid, young, he's fast. I think I told him that he reminds me a lot of Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe is a former world champion in boxing, and he has that kind of stigma. He has that kind of style. Very, very classy in what he does, and he makes it look so easy. So, and he's only 22. So, I mean, the world is at this kid's hands if he just stays on the right path and continues to do what he loves.
You're talking about a kid here from in Auckland who went across the world and became a Hall of Famer in a number of halls. But did you ever think that one day you're going to be president of an organisation, the World Series of Fighting? That must be great for the fighters to have someone who's been there, done it before, and now be at the top of the chain.
Well, that's right. It never crossed my mind. Obviously, we go through life and we do the best we can to continue to improve life, or continue to, if you can inspire somebody. And then things happen, and then one day, I just woke up one morning and did an interview, and I'm like, wait, I'm starting, all right, this is where it's at. I'm starting a fight league, and, it took us 2 years to put it together. A business partner and I put it together. It took us 2 years, and then we signed a deal with NBC Sports Network, and we, matter of fact, we didn't talk about this earlier, but 2 days ago, we just announced our new deal, which takes us to 2018.
Wow.
With NBC. And now, not only we're on NBC Sports Network, we're also on the big NBC, which allows us 200 million viewers.
Ooh.
So, again, I can't thank the good Lord enough, and of course the people that's around me that's made it possible. And listen, you got to keep dreaming, believe in yourself, because when you allow for that to manifest inside you, it becomes reality, and then you got to do the work, and then that's where all the reality kicks in. And at the end of the day, you just got to be honest with yourself. You got to believe in yourself, dream big, and everything will come true.
And just finally wrapping up, you love your son. You've made mention to him a number of times,
Right.
but you also love the fight game. Now, if he comes to you and says, "Dad, I want to fight," would you let him?
No. Well, listen, again, I'm going to guide him the best way I can. And fighting is, most fathers would say yes, but for me, the fight game, it's great, and it creates so many opportunities. But there's also a lot of different avenues, and you never know. I mean, my father never pushed me to be a fighter, and so I think Ramon somehow is going to fall into that, but at the same time, I'm going to allow for him to make that decision himself. You know, I'm not going to force him into it. I'm going to let him decide what he wants to do, and see what happens.
Right, Sefo, it's been an absolute privilege to have you on my video blog this morning. And one more last thing. Do you get to put the gloves on here at all? Do you get to spar anywhere?
Yeah, well, matter of fact, Bryce and I sparred last night. And a friend of mine that is fighting in Dubai this weekend, Dewey Cooper. Matter of fact, he's fighting Peter Ertz, who's another good friend of mine. Yeah. I've been working with sparring Dewey for the last 4 weeks, so Woo! I'm still in there. I love to put on the gloves and do what I do and do what I love, should I say? And again, when I get back, I've said to Karen Barry that if Joseph needs work, I'm going to work out, put some work in and help him out as well. So. Listen, I'm going to do it until the wheels fall off.
Awesome, man. Ray Sefo, thank you very much for your time, man. Whakataite te leos.
Tai la, Bruce.